It's 5:30. This is WKYT This Morning. For the first time, we're hearing from the husband of a murdered Boyle County woman. The latest on the case just ahead.
Also on WKYT, a Western Kentucky professor says someone left her a note telling her to go back to Africa. Now campus police are investigating all of the circumstances.
And you'll have to come up with a new way to remember to update your driver's license. The state is no longer sending out reminders. That story just ahead on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it is so good to have you with us here on WKYT as we get this Tuesday off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Tuesday, September 13th. We are rolling right through September, and the weather has been just gorgeous. The humidity has come down a lot.
Very pleasant. I love the angle of the sun this time of the year. The colors pop, and we'll be seeing more and more of those as those leaves start to change. Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking weather. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, it's going to be a fall morning with an afternoon that feels like summer. Temperatures will continue to rise as we go throughout your day. We're in the upper 50s to lower 60s at this moment. Actually a pretty good feel. And as you travel through your afternoon at 87 degrees is 7 degrees above average. So we're getting on up there now. We won't see any 90s. That's some good news. But it's still going to be pretty warm for this time of year. Going off into the evening, no problems for any grilling out. So it's looking pretty good later on this evening if you have any plans. And the focus of the forecast is not so much about the work week. It's about the weekend. And we're going to be focusing in on that with that big cold front rolling on through coming up in a few minutes.
Enjoy what we have right now. That seems to be the word, right?
That's right. Well, we have been following this story for you for a couple of weeks now. A Boyle County father and husband is talking for the first time to WKYT about his wife's murder. And it's
interesting what he says. Dispatchers in New Mexico referred to Philip Oakley's daughter Jenna as the primary suspect in the murder. WKYT's Lauren Miner is live at our live desk this morning with the latest on this case. Lauren?
Philip Oakley says his wife was the perfect mother, nana, and wife. He calls her his soulmate. Rhonda was murdered on September 1st in the family's home near Danville and found by her stepson when returning home from school. Kentucky State Police issued an alert for Philip Oakley's 15-year-old daughter Jenna, who was missing along with her stepmother's car. Investigators say Jenna and her 20-year-old boyfriend Kenneth Nye were found in that stolen car 2 days later in New Mexico. Court documents in New Mexico say dispatchers referred to Jenna as a primary suspect in the homicide, but KSP has not publicly named any suspects. Devastated by his wife's death, Philip Oakley spoke to WDRB in Louisville and has a few things to say about the person who is responsible for his wife's death.
I think the people that did this are monsters, and so I have no pity on them whatsoever.
The sheriff in Quay County, New Mexico, says shortly after Nye's arrest, he tried to hang himself while in jail. He was taken to a hospital in Texas where he was placed on a ventilator. There is no word on his condition. Bill, Andrea, back to you.
Okay, very interesting. We'll continue to follow up on that story. Lauren, thank you. Lexington police say a restaurant employee was taking a smoke break this morning when she was robbed at gunpoint. It happened overnight.
The robbery happened just after 3 o'clock this morning at the IHOP on Palumbo Drive and New Circle Road. WKYT's Mike Byer is live with the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Andrea. Yeah, I'm at the IHOP where police say the employee was robbed at gunpoint. Now, police say she was out back of the restaurant taking a break just after 3 a.m. when she was approached by a man. Police say that man pulled a gun on her and demanded money. The employee then handed over her personal hard-earned tip money to the thief, who then fled the scene on foot. Now, the description of the suspect is somewhat limited. Police say he's a skinny man standing at 5'7". They say he was wearing a gray hoodie and jeans. Police used a canine in an effort to track him down, but had no luck doing so. Although the employee is shaken up from being robbed at gunpoint, the good news, the thing to take away is she was not hurt. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. In Rowan County, community leaders, healthcare providers, and law enforcement are hosting a community forum tonight to talk about the drug problem and how to solve it. It comes after Moorhead police say they're seeing a big increase in heroin overdoses. Moorhead police officers worked with Cincinnati police and the DEA to track down the source of the heroin in Ohio. And they say that is what is behind the overdoses in this region. They've made one arrest so far. They say they recovered 51 grams of heroin intended to go to Moorhead.
If you decide to import heroin into Moorhead, we're going to use whatever resources we need, no matter where you're at, to come find you. Delivery.
Moorhead police now carry Narcan. The community forum starts at 6 o'clock tonight at the Moorhead Conference Center.
Lexington police officers are now carrying Narcan. Police Chief Mark Barnard says he doesn't expect officers to use it often since EMS crews are usually first to respond to overdoses. But he says in case police officers do arrive first, he wants them to be able to help in an overdose situation.
The opiate addiction is showing everyone, not just a certain segment of a community, but everyone is being affected by this, just as it was in the past. So I think it's important to look at it and say, how can we help everyone in our community? And this is not the answer, but it's a helpful solution.
Lexington police say they included more than $20,000 in their budget for Narcan, and the city has approved it.
Lexington police are still looking for two men this morning who they say stole a car at gunpoint. It happened outside a home on Elmwood Drive in the Joyland neighborhood. The victim says two men walked up and pointed a gun right at him and demanded his car. Police say one of the robbers drove off in the car while the other ran away. He was not hurt, and police have not made any arrests, and they are still looking for that car, which is a white Mazda with Pennsylvania license plates.
Another Central Kentucky Police Department plans to give body cameras to each of its officers. The Cynthiana Police Department has bought 20 body cameras for the officers. The police chief says the cameras will cost the city about $51,000 over a 5-year period. He says most of that cost will be paying for the storage of that video from the cameras.
A teenager who police say walked away from a rehab facility in Casey County has been found and is safe. Police say Cameron Cooper was found at her home in Grayson County. She was reported missing last week after police say she left the Liberty Ranch rehab early on Wednesday morning. One of 3 teenagers charged in connection to the murder of a Mercer County teen is scheduled to be in court today. 16-year-old Trenton Easterling is being tried as an adult on charges of murder and robbery. Police say in April, Easterling shot 17-year-old Tristan Cole and left his body in a field. The other 2 teens charged in the case are accused of tampering with evidence.
An assistant dean at Western Kentucky University says someone has been leaving racist notes at her office. Michelle Jones is also a professor at WKU. She says the notes have been left under her door, and at this point she says she doesn't know who wrote them.
One of them pretty much told me to take my black back to Africa so that America and South Campus could be great again.
WKU campus police are now investigating but say they don't have any suspects. In a statement, the university's president, Gary Ransdell, said the campus has zero tolerance for any actions that degrade, discriminate against, or belittle others. Jones says many people on campus have reached out in support of her.
The Kentucky Judicial Conduct Commission has suspended a Fayette County Family Court judge for 7 days without pay. It comes after the commission ruled that Kathy Stein violated ethics rules in a custody case. The commission says last year an attorney for a father in that custody case asked Stein to grant the father immediate temporary custody of his child. The commission says Stein agreed without holding a hearing or giving the mother a chance to respond. Investigators say the father then took the child to Mississippi and stayed there until the State Court of Appeals ordered the child returned to Kentucky.
The Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education is reaching out to help ITT Tech students in Lexington. As you probably know, ITT Tech closed its Lexington campus last week after the U.S. Department of Education banned ITT from enrolling new students who use federal financial aid. The Council on Post-Secondary Education is teaming up with BCTC to host an information session for those students. The session is tomorrow afternoon from 4:30 until 8 at the BCTC Leestown campus in Lexington. The sessions will help ITT students explore college options to continue the studies they've already started. Information about financial aid will also be available.
State leaders have announced they will no longer be sending out a card telling you when you need to renew your driver's license. Right now, about 1 million Kentucky drivers get those cards. The state leaders say by not sending out the cards, they will save the state about $250,000 a year. The move is part of a transportation cabinet initiative to build up the state's road fund. But state leaders say they may not get rid of notifications altogether. They are considering sending out reminders via text or email. Under federal law, those with commercial driver's licenses will still get those reminder cards in the mail.
We have a traffic alert to pass along this morning. If you drive on I-75, you've seen these signs warning about a closure this week. Crews will have a rolling roadblock on I-75 around mile marker 107 in Lexington. They will be demolishing a bridge as part of the Todd's Road widening project. Crews will start on the northbound side, and police will be controlling traffic at exit 104.
Now, the work is expected to wrap up at around 6 o'clock this morning, and tonight police will be controlling traffic at exit 110 while crews work in the southbound lanes. Crews will be working from 7 o'clock tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, so heads up on that. And I had noticed those signs, you know, they said overnight closures, and you're thinking, well, what's that?
What does that mean?
Checked into it. Time to check live drive traffic this morning, see what's going on as we're rolling toward 541. Here's a look at the region, and it looks good. We have no reports of any major problems or delays.
A lot of green on the screen, nice to see. And here's a look at the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government's live drive cam at I-75 and Newtown Pike. Few cars on the road this morning, but seems to be moving very smoothly.
Doing okay. And, you know, they're dealing with that situation over in Richmond, okay, where the Lancaster Avenue shut down with the pedway damage that happened, and people are just taking it easy and being patient. So, of course,
you have to have
reminder
patience
about that.
In an instance like this.
You do. More news is coming up on WKYT this morning, and it's so good to have you with us on your Tuesday.
And we've got a heartwarming story to tell you about. It's about an 89-year-old man selling popsicles and the generosity of thousands of strangers. That's after Micah's forecast.
We're staying dry once again today as that high pressure system keeps us that way, throws in some more moisture out ahead of our next front. Our next front isn't a very potent one. I'll show you when it moves through and if we have any rain chances for that. Also, your weekend forecast. It's coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's 56 right now in Frankfort. Actually, a really calm start to the day. And look, we're going to have tranquil weather throughout the rest of your day today and toward the next few days. I really don't see a great chance of rain anytime soon. There are little bits and pieces, small chances here and there. Wednesday and Friday is more than likely your best bet. But for the most part, the rest of your work week is just a summertime setup where we will be above average with those temperatures. And not only that, as you can see by the afternoon, 85 degrees, 86 there in Danville, 86 there in Richmond, but also a stray shot at a pop-up shower or thunderstorm down toward the far southeastern quadrant. You get into Harlan County, Bell County, that's your best bet. Teachers, you can get the kids out today again. I don't see any problems there on the playground. Let's go through your time. Let's go through Tuesday night into Wednesday. Because like I was talking about earlier, we have a weak front heading our direction that'll throw off a small chance of rain in the forecast. Obviously, this isn't a lot. It's a pop-up shower or thunderstorm with a possible thunderstorm rolling through there in the northern zones as we travel throughout your late afternoon and off into the evening hours for tomorrow. So tomorrow is a small chance. Once again, that goes for Friday because this front pushes on through, and that will leave us with a really nice Thursday, Friday, small chance of rain for Friday night football. I don't see anybody getting rained out whatsoever on Friday. However, we have any events going in toward the weekend. This is a big cold front heading our direction, and this is the same setup as what we saw last weekend. I'll tell you this, the biggest difference here is, number one, we're going to have rain on Saturday. There's no doubt about that. At least some of us will. However, this isn't a line of storms moving through. Remember, that line of storms didn't last all that long last weekend. This is more going to be massive rain coming on in. Right now, I would lean more toward afternoon and evening, but still, we're still several days away, so we're still going to be watching that and see the timing very closely. We'll be able to jot that down as we get a little bit closer, but heavy rainfall is expected with some of these storms rolling on through there on Saturday. Hey, don't forget, tweet it at me. Got a cool picture yesterday morning. This is a good shot out at Burnside Marina. How great is that shot? Lake Cumberland, beautiful. My morning view at Burnside Marina, love Callaway. That's from Shonda Mounts. Appreciate that very much. Let's check out your 7-day forecast and see what's going on. Like I said, Wednesday, Friday, those are your small chances of rain. Other than that, most of us stay dry the rest of the work week. Saturday into Sunday, guys, is your better opportunity to see some showers and thunderstorms slide on in. Here we go again, right?
Yeah, right.
We're going to try to dodge them if we can.
We'll see. We'll see. There's a little better opportunity this weekend than last.
Best of luck with that, right?
That's right.
Micah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. 5:47 our time. An 89-year-old street vendor from Little Village in Chicago is getting by with a little help from a whole lot of strangers.
Fidencio Sanchez sells fruit popsicles out of a push cart. He pushes it up and down many streets in Little Village. Mr. Sanchez says he lost his only daughter, so he has to work to pay the bills. A man who happened to see Mr. Sanchez do his job every day felt compelled to do something, so he started a GoFundMe to raise money for the popsicle man to hopefully make life a little easier for him. And in just 3 days, more than 11,000 random strangers have donated nearly $250,000.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow. Well, that's certainly a great help to him, I'm sure.
It's always powerful to see somebody really working hard. No matter what job you have, you know, it's always nice to see.
And to see what moves people, you know, when people see somebody trying like that, they're often willing to help out. And our time this morning is 5:48.
Coming up, you'll get to the stories making news at this hour.
Going to check on traffic again. We'll see how things are moving along. We have health news and a lot more. And our top stories at the top of the hour here on WKYT This Morning. Well, hello there and good morning to you. Welcome back in. It is 5:52 on your Tuesday.
Sure is good to have you with us. Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
WKYT News busy this morning. The husband of a murdered Boyle County woman says he is devastated after her death. Rhonda Oakley was murdered on September 1st in the family's home near Danville. Philip Oakley called the people who murdered his wife monsters.
Lexington police say an IHOP employee was taking a smoke break when someone robbed at gunpoint. The robbery happened just after 3 o'clock this morning at the IHOP on Palumbo Drive. Police say they still haven't found any suspects. President Obama and Bill Clinton campaigned for Hillary in separate states today as the Democratic nominee continues to battle pneumonia.
Clinton sought to deal with the fallout Monday by calling in to CNN, insisting that she is feeling much better and saying that she did not think the diagnosis would be any big deal. And meanwhile, violence erupted at a Donald Trump rally in North Carolina as the Republican candidate slammed Clinton for calling his supporters deplorable.
Florida Governor Rick Scott heads to Capitol Hill to lobby for Zika funding. Yesterday, the president urged congressional leaders to provide more money to fight the virus and avert a government shutdown. Mr. Obama says he's hopeful both matters will be resolved in the coming weeks. A new report suggests the sugar industry played down the hazards of sugar consumption in the 1960s. That tops your morning health headlines.
The report says that instead the sugar industry pointed to fat and cholesterol as main risk factors for heart disease. Researchers in California say the new findings point to the importance of having medical research free of any conflicts of interest. The American Heart Association is urging a zero-tolerance approach when it comes to children and secondhand smoke. Doctors warn cigarette smoke can harm children's heart health, damage their blood vessels, and may shorten their life expectancy.
Well, the boss is heading out on a different kind of tour, and Bridget Jones gets ready to welcome her baby.
Plus, the stars align to raise money in memory of the 9/11 victims. Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Celebrities from the worlds of sports and entertainment converged in New York to raise money in memory of 9/11 victims. The celebs joined the financial firms Cantor Fitzgerald and BGC Partners, which lost more than 700 employees in the attacks on the World Trade Center. 100% of the day's revenues were donated to Cantor's Relief Fund and charities around the world.
It's an amazing concept, and it's an amazing thing that it happened out of something that was such a tragedy.
So far, Charity Day has raised more than $125 million. Across town, the stars walk the red carpet for the U.S. premiere of Bridget Jones's Baby.
Dear Diary, it's sort of a funny story.
Renee Zellweger returns as the title character for this third film in the series, joined by Colin Firth and new castmate Patrick Dempsey.
I love how open and authentic she is. I love it. I think it's what we crave these days. She gives us hope, makes it okay for us to be human.
Bridget Jones's Baby opens nationwide on Friday.
We take care
And Bruce Springsteen is heading out on a book tour. The 9-stop tour to promote his memoir, Born to Run, kicks off in his hometown of Freehold, New Jersey on September 27th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It's 5:55 here on WKYT this morning. Let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic.
Yeah, if there are any, and let's hope there aren't.
Yeah.
Here's a look right now at our current travel times, and they're good into Lexington from many of the surrounding cities, as you see there. It's about a half-hour ride in from Frankfort to Mount Sterling this morning, as well as Richmond, and a good ride in maybe from Winchester, just a little bit slow this morning. Let's check the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government live drive cam this morning at Harrodsburg Road and Lane Allen Road.
The roads are completely clear right now, so, you know, head on out and it's all yours.
It looks good right now.
Looks really good right
At least
now.
at that location, right?
It never gets old coming into work with no traffic.
It works, you know, and this morning, as we said, we had the beautiful stars above,
Yes.
and it was just beautiful to come in here on your Tuesday morning. But the day's about to get rolling, so we have a lot more coming up for you, and let's check in with Micah before we head into the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're sitting there in the 50s and 60s. That is a very pleasant feel once you step out the door early this morning. We're 55 now in Montgomery County. Good morning to you guys in Winchester, in Clark County, Madison County, Gary County, Jessamine. You go back toward Mercer and Salvisa and also Harrodsburg. Looking good this morning. Jackson over toward Breathitt, McGoffin, Wolf, Morgan. Good morning to you guys across 460. I don't see any problems whatsoever. Travel in towards your afternoon. We're at 87 degrees. Pretty warm one in store, but at least we're staying dry. When does the rain move in? If you're about to take off, have a great day. If not, stick with us. I'll have that forecast. More news coming up.